Hello farmers and welcome back to Western Australia. The canola harvest continues and, well, we're about a little bit more than halfway done, I think. Filling up the trailer out of the combine, of course. The combine's full. While we got a worker going over here, and who do we have running the harvester today? It's Frank. So, I mean, he's doing a good job. I mean, Frank is the one that usually gives me a lot of trouble. But today he's doing pretty good. He hasn't got to the island yet, so we'll see what happens when he gets there. But I think he'll do just fine. Ooh, this trailer does need to go back and need to be unloaded before I'll be able to unload the combine again. Yep, I'm over 100,000 liters of canola in the trailer, and the combine can hold 24,000, so should bring this back and unload it. I also need to, hopefully I can remember by the end of this harvest, I need to get sugarcane into the sugar plants. I don't think they'll make it to next month. They might do so, but, you know, let's just keep them running. Because I do owe $1 million to the bank. We got 2 loans currently. And they total $1 million left that is owed to them. So, I know I've said this before. I would like to get the loans paid off before we buy any more land. But you know me, if land does finally turn here, where I can actually start getting some deals, then maybe we'll purchase some more. But I'm thinking it's time to buckle down and kind of pay off those loans as much as I can. Currently as well, I am mowing the grass over at the farmyard. My worker over there in the Massey Ferguson should be caught up to me by now in the tedder, because we are making some hay for the sheep. So yeah, I've been kind of thinking about in the future getting the big Krone M for cutting grass, because it'll do 2 things. It'll free up a tractor, which will be nice, because I got a tractor currently with the mowers, of course. And I'll probably end up getting the modded big Krone M, where I can just attach the baler to the mower. So that will actually free up 2 tractors and allow me to do other things on the farm. And also, we may expand, as mentioned, I think, last episode, of the last field that we bought that's got soybeans in it. We may convert that over to a grass field and just make silage bales out of that one. Because silage, of course, does make a good amount of money. And even though the farm is making really great money nowadays, it would be nice just to make a little bit more, because I want to buy all the fields we discussed, which is quite a bit. And they're not cheap, of course. They're, you know, roughly about $1 million, maybe even a couple $1 million, give or take, depending on the price fluctuation that we have going on here. Yep, all the sheep are doing just fine. Don't need to feed the dog because, well, we're still in the same month as last episode. So, I know, feed the dog once a month sounds like a chore. And once again, no, you don't need to feed the dog, really. It's just an interesting little thing here. All right, there we go. Now we're unloading into the silo. So you can see how much grass in front of us I got left to cut. Yep, the worker has finally cut up to me. Of course, I can mow at like 14 miles an hour, I think, and the tedder's working speed is 9. So I gotta wait once in a while just to get the worker to get caught up. But I've been going down and emptying out the combine when that happens. Alright, so currently the amount of canola we got off this field should be pretty good. If we just go to here, so far, yeah, 161,000 liters, which equals about $117,000 in canola. And yeah, we're just a little bit halfway done. Let's get the truck back to that field. The combine should be all set for a little while. Actually, you know what? Let me leave the truck right here. Let me get into the mower, and once I get ahead of the worker, then I can bring the truck on down. Yeah, we got to make hay for the sheep, of course. This cut and the final cut of the year, which next cut will be. We are going to make hay because it's not as big as the fields it once used to be because of the sugar cane right over there. And that is taking up, well, I would say about 35–40% of the grass field that we once had. So we just got to make sure we got plenty of hay for the sheep moving on until next year, which we should have by cutting this hay twice for this season. So No more silage made out of this field this year. The silage is what we have is what we have. We're not going to get any more. Yeah, once I get far enough in front of the worker here, and I don't want to get too far in front because they'll lose their way of where they need to go, we'll bring the truck on down to that field and maybe unload the combine on the move. Actually, what I should do is bring up the map so I can see where the combine is going. Well, I think they might be turning around and starting to head in the direction I want them to. So let's get back into the truck here. And we'll go down and help out the combine. The combine does have enough fuel in it to finish up the harvest in that field. But I probably should top it off of fuel before I bring it over and start harvesting the oats, which is right in front of us, just to the left. Why does the traffic always seem to be timed out perfectly? Yeah, I definitely want to make a road. I probably could now. I do got free landscaping on, and I think they'll allow me to landscape anywhere. But I'd rather wait until we actually own the fields ourselves before we make a road curving down on through all the way to the store. I don't need it for this truck, but like the harvester and the drill setup, it would be nice to just take our road that we made instead of taking up the entire county road. Alright, so Frank is working his way around the island. Yeah, definitely the way it's looking before we do buy more fields is what's Frank doing now? Frank, what are you doing? You don't need to be unloaded, do you? That's why you're doing the fun. Yes, you do. That's why you're doing the funny thing. Of all places you need to be unloaded, this has got to be like the worst spot for us. Because you really can't pull over the way you want to. So, probably going to destroy some crops here. Not really lined up, but it works. Oh yeah, so as I was saying, before we buy more fields, another thing we're probably going to end up having to do is get another combine, which is not cheap. I think that setup right there that we got with the header and the combine itself, it's going to run us somewhere around 700 grand. If I just go into here, I can get a rough idea. So it's worth 285 now. So yeah, that was like what, about $500,000, and the header's like 200,000. That's $700,000 right there. So a lot of expensive stuff to buy, but as I said, the farm is making some decent money. The tableware production is definitely going to be, I think that's the one that's making us the most money. Is that combine almost empty? Yeah, definitely glad I bought this trailer. It's just saving me amount of trips back and forth. Although the sun always seems to reflect in that trailer and blind me pretty much. Alright, so with the combine unloaded, let me spin out of here. Destroy some crop, but it's not worth that much really. Alright, back to the mowers. Yeah, so between the Krone Big M and another harvester and the header, that's $1 million of equipment I would like to buy. It's never ending on a farm, is it? When you start off with nothing and you're building yourself up and you're playing on a big map like Western Australia with big fields, you think, okay, now we got this, now we're on a roll. But then as you continue to grow, then you realize, all right, we need bigger equipment or more of the same equipment. And the money just rolls in and rolls right back out. As for someone mentioned about, you know, getting like an oil mill for like the canola or doing stuff like that. Yeah, I don't want to have too many production buildings. I know I've said that before. I've done maps with a lot of production buildings, and it just seems like even though production buildings make you a lot of money, it's just another job within itself besides farming. So unless you put stuff on direct selling or whatever, which I currently still don't want to do here because, well, even though I'll get 90% of the sales, that 10% does add up. Unless we get filthy rich, and, you know, I really don't care about losing the 10%, that's when I'll switch it on over. But for now, no, we won't be switching that over. And yeah, I don't want to be just having production buildings everywhere. Okay, so a couple more passes. I realize there's a little bit of grass over by the sugarcane field, but I'm just trying to stay away from that field. I don't want my workers to be driving in it. Don't need to be destroying the sugarcane. I also realize, though, when it comes time for the sugarcane, I might have a problem with courseplay. Because courseplay is going to detect not just the sugarcane field itself, it's going to detect the grass field as well. And it's going to want to work around the entire field. So what I may have to do for courseplay to work in the sugarcane field, I may have to paint in just like a road going between this grass field and the sugarcane field. And that way courseplay can see the difference between the fields. I don't think courseplay is going to recognize the different crops in a field. It's just, it only recognizes the boundaries of a field itself. That's why, because as you notice, these fields here, they're very close to one another. So a few times when I've tried to use courseplay, it merges fields together because it's having a hard time distinguishing between one field and another. Alright, so I'm getting a little bit far ahead of the workers, so got to give them a moment. So when that happens, I try to get into the truck and help out the combine, but we just unload the combine, and I think that's going to take a moment. So let me finish up the grass field cutting wise. Well, the combine is starting to get low on fuel though. And yep, we'll be switching that over. I think the Case Magnum will have the baler on the back, and I guess the Massey Ferguson is what I'll be in with the tedder. Or sorry, windrower. We are tedding now. Gotta watch out for all the birds in the farmyard. But the grass is now all switched over to hay. So let's go ahead and grab the windrower. I just emptied out the combine another time. Should be able to get the rest of it into the trailer. That's not the issue. The issue might be I may actually run out of fuel harvesting that field. Which I thought I was going to have plenty of. Alright, so while that's extending and unfolding, let me go get the Case Magnum. Unfold that. Lower down the pickup. Make sure I turn on automatic drop. Turn on that, and then reset the bale counter. Not that it matters too much, because we get what we get. And you follow that. 25 meters behind should be just fine. And we are off. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to harvesting the oats in this episode. But we will get it done in this in-game day. Then I'll have to focus on the fields Uh-oh, the combine needs to be refueled. Okay, so I don't have... I don't have a tanker for giving it fuel. I guess I could just lease one or buy one. They're not that expensive, and for as much fuel as the combine goes through, and once again, because I get asked this quite a bit, how come you're always, you know, low on fuel, running up through fuel? I got fuel usage on high. Always have. Well, not always have, but at least since early FS19, I think I've always had fuel usage on high. Because I like it to be part of the game. I like to... Because I found out on normal or on slow, if you have it on slow, you're probably almost never refueling your equipment. Normal, maybe once, possibly twice throughout a series. I prefer it to be on high, just that you're refueling it. I don't want to say at a normal rate. To be fast is normal, if that makes any sense. So yeah, our machines go through the fuel. Anyways, yeah, the baler should be able, I think the baler's working speed is faster than the windrowing working speed. So maybe, let me see, what is that under miscellaneous fuel tankers? No, that's what I own. I don't care. I do care what I own. It is 29,000 for the Thunder Creek, but I think I can get, isn't there just a regular small, what the heck is this? Transport your pallets. Okay, we don't need that. I know it sounds weird, but what do we got for animals? Is though any of these containers for fuel? I mean, water and fuel. So no, they're not. I thought, I may be thinking back to older versions of Farming Simulator or mod where the Joskin would take fuel as well. I mean, I guess I could just lease the Thunder Creek. Alright, we'll have to lease it. Alright, that's down there. Let me go ahead and... Actually, I think the worker probably has left the combine because it's unable to work. So Frank probably said, the heck with this, and went on home. So we'll probably finish up that harvest ourselves. There's not much left to do anyways. But first we'll get these hay bales made. And the best thing to do to get the hay bales made at a quick pace is, of course, turn on the radio and just lean back and let the time go on by.
You wake me up in the middle of the night. You say I cannot wait till the morning. Some things just have to be done in the middle of the pouring rain. I still remember the look on your face, how you smiled the first time I met you. But when I look at you now, there's no trace. I guess it's all been erased. You tell me that it's over, that we just hurt each other, but we don't have to end up this way. You're drifting away. We're underwater, but there's still time left. If we want it, we can breathe again, breathe again. I'm not surprised that you're feeling this way. I've long known that you're bothered by something. I don't believe that you're right when you say that we're better off this way. True as my mother did say, you can't trust a soul that's been shattered. All those moments we shared face to face, was it all just a game you played? You tell me that it's over, that we just hurt each other, but we don't have to end up this way.
Like always, the Follow Me worker leaves a little bit of hay or grass, whatever it's picking up at the time. When it's going one direction, you can see little traces here and there. I may go around, pick it up, I may not, since I'm going to be making hay again in about 3 months. And since it won't decay or anything, it'll still be there. You may have noticed, while I am raking up the hay, and we got the worker baling behind us, the forecast shows rain is on its way. So I may not get to the oat harvest this month, but I still have the entirety of next month to get it done as well. I guess all depends on what the forecast is there, but I've never really seen it rain for a full month. It may rain for like half the month, but hopefully not during the daylight hours. I mean, if I have to, we'll be harvesting in the dark, but I'd rather not. We'll check the forecast here in just a moment, see when the rain's going to get here. I did turn the time scale down to regular speed, just because I do want to finish up the canola harvest, which we are getting ready to jump over to in just a moment. But of course, I got to fill it up with some fuel first. And there we go with the grass cutting and making it into hay bales for the day. Fold this on up, and the worker eventually will catch up to me. And what I'll try to do is just go over some of the lines of hay, and maybe they'll pick it up on the way over as I back this on in and park it for another 3 months. Just take your time, back it in slow, and you do just fine. You won't hit nothing. At least that's the plan. Okay, maybe the fertilizer spreader I nicked. Alright, we'll drop that off there, and then tab into... nope. Yep, there we go. Alright, worker is away. And right now, I'm just going to leave this here as well. How many bales did we end up making? Currently 11. You may say, well, you made a lot more with silage bales, but the hay bales are bigger than the silage bales. I want to say these are pretty close, like 68,000 liters apiece. Okay, maybe they're the same, 58,500. Okay, what do I know? Is there a hitch on the back of this truck? I'm not sure if this can hitch up to... wait, I was facing the right way. Got myself all turned around. I got you guys turned around. I'm not sure if this will hitch up to the Thunder Creek fuel tanker. I think I'll put 1,000 liters in there. I think the combine will hold more than that. And I will get the fuel down here, but I may have to buy the fuel to put into the tank before I can pump from it. It's not like your regular fuel sell point or buy point. Kind of hoping I can hitch up to the tanker with this. That way I don't have to bring a tractor all the way down here to move it. But it serves me right leaving the farmyard without filling up the combine with fuel. I'm going to say this won't hitch up to it, but I might be surprised. Is that a ball hitch or... Yep. That's not going to... That's a ball hitch, and I don't have a ball hitch on here. Alright, I'll meet you back down here in just a moment. I'll have to bring a tractor down, and we will take care of the fuel situation. I'm going to go back and hitch this back on up to our grain trailer. Alright, with the Thunder Creek in tow, we bring up the zone marker so I can figure out this fuel. Wait, I thought, oh yeah, it's right over here. I don't think I can fill up. I think this is just actually going to be... Oh, start filling. Okay, but yeah, there's nothing in there. That's a... it is a production that you can buy. Or just refill a silo. Okay, I can do it that way too. We don't need... No, can I just buy 1,000 liters? There we go. That's all I want to do. Okay. Now I just want to fill up the Thunder Creek if I can. Perfect. 1,000 liters. It's going to take a moment. Well, that didn't take that long, actually. All right, let's get over here and fill up this combine. And get this canola harvest done with before the rain gets here. Which I will check on when the combine's fueling up. Probably just got about 2-3 more passes left on the field. I would say if I only had a bigger header, but a 60-foot header is about as big as they come. I know there's probably unrealistic headers out there, but the 60-foot header that we are using is one that actually does exist. Don't really remember how to use the Thunder Creek. But hopefully if I just back up like that, is that in range of the combine? Is that... Watch out for the header, because that could hurt. There we go, it's fueling up. So while it's fueling up, yeah, the forecast here. Let's go down to here. I mean, okay. Not until 7 o'clock in the evening. All right, so I mean, we got some time then. All right, yeah, we got some time. It's only 1:30 in the afternoon, so we got plenty of time here. Let me go ahead and fire up the combine. Oh, the worker must have folded up the header, huh? How nice of Frank to do so. So a little combine work ourselves. Might as well put that on cruise control. So obviously I got to go all the way to the other end of the field, come back down, and I think the trips will get shorter as we do so, because its crop is narrowing as we head north. I'm calling that north because that's the way the map lays out. I don't think I'll get to the end of the road before I have to unload the grain, so I may, since I'm kind of going past the grain trailer, I may just swing over there, unload, and get back in line here. But this crop will pay off in the month of June or July, is it? I think it's going to be June for canola. I think northern hemisphere it'd be November, so it would be June in the southern hemisphere. Best time to sow canola. Yep, 80% full. I think I will send out the auger pipe. And in a moment, we'll swing right around to the trailer and unload and finish up this field.
Baby, we can find a way.
Well, I don't think I'm going to fit the rest of this canola into the harvester before we're finished. It's going to be very close, but not quite going to get there, I don't think. But that's a good thing. The more, the better. I thought the yield in this combine was 24.4. Is it 24.5? No. How many liters does this hold? 20? Does it hold 25,000? $24,667. Interesting number. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll unload some and come back and get what we have here. And then bring the canola and get it back into the silo, so it's protected from the weather. Might as well empty it all on out now. Yeah, so if the rain doesn't get here until 7, as it says, and it's only 1:30, if I keep it at real time, should be able to get the oat harvest started. I may actually get that started before next episode. I will put a worker behind it making straw bales. And we'll probably end up selling the straw bales right off the field. Don't really need to keep any. We got plenty of straw bales over in the shed at our production buildings. And any big straw clumps that's left behind, maybe I'll go around with a forage wagon afterwards like I did the previous time and put that into the silo for making compost. Let's see, we got sorghum. We got sorghum in that field, right? We got soybeans there. Oh yeah, and soybeans also where the sugarcane field used to be. So yeah, that oat field is my only source of straw for this year. So if I do want some for compost, I might want to actually get a couple of loads with the forage wagon. I don't want to say it's not crucial. It kind of is. Compost is what's giving us the extra yield out of our greenhouses and our orchards. There may be some bits and pieces of canola missed by the worker and also on the corners, but I don't think I'm going to worry about it too much today. I'm not going to let this canola here go by. Alright, so that was an extra 376 liters. Alright, turn the combine off. Let's, I can't get my fat butt between there. This field does need some lime in it. Put the cover over the top. So another 101,000 liters being brought back to the farm. I'm not sure. I think I may have used all of the fuel in the Thunder Creek, but if I haven't, well, I can top off the combine with fuel and probably the tractor that it's on and top it off, and then we'll return the fuel carrier. Don't think I need it, or maybe I should keep it around just in case the combine uses a full tank of fuel on the oat field, and I'll just have it there. I guess in the future it wouldn't be bad to have it because the combines are going to go through a lot of fuel and the fields are just getting bigger and bigger. So it wouldn't be bad to have one on the farm. I just couldn't really afford buying it today. Don't think I've seen Twister at all since I logged in today. I don't know where they're at. They're somewhere around. Who parked the tractor and the baler there? That had to have been the worst spot. Well, the worst spot to park it would have been actually right on the trigger itself. Doesn't help when you run into the silo either. Alright, let's get all this canola in and we can take a look at our stock market page and see what I roughly should be getting for all that canola when I sell it. And plus it'll also tell me the best time of year to sell it. I should open up the cover as well. Not that I need to for unloading, but for what I'm doing next, I will need it uncovered. Alright, let's just have a look at the stock market page. So, canola, almost 200,000, and it is in June. So, not that far off. So, along with the silage bales and the other crop that we'll be selling, and the tableware, I might be able to pay off all of my loans, almost, when June arrives. And then, you know me, I'll probably just borrow a lot of money again to do other things. Alright, so now we're going to take some sugar cane out of here. And I will do the rest of this sugar cane in between episodes. And what we're going to be doing is filling up our production buildings. Because if we have a look down here, it's getting kind of low. Getting kind of low. And they're both pretty much in the same category. Yeah, I think the fuel prices only change every month. It's not every time you log in and it recalculates. But yeah, I still do want to buy this field just for the future so I can switch the sugarcane from field 4 to field 3 and back and forth, rather than having to take up like our grass field here. I would like to keep the grass field as it was. But yeah, currently, as we can see, they still want 53% over the base price. So more than I care to pay for it. But we can get by what we're doing. And the sugarcane field, this is year number 1. That's going to regrow 2 more times after this harvest. So, and in some cases, really don't have to worry about it for another 3 years. Alright, in goes the sugarcane. Yeah, like I said, I'll get these production buildings filled up. And I also said, yeah, I might get the oat harvest started, because that is going to take a while. That field is bigger than that canola field, I do think, right? If we go here, that is 14.8 hectares, and this is, oh, that field number 9 is bigger. Okay, so it won't take as long, or it shouldn't. It shouldn't. But it all depends on what my workers do. And while this is filling up here, let me just get back over to, where's my tractor with the Thunder Creek on it? Okay, so we used all the fuel that was in it. But I will leave it there just in case my combine does run out of fuel. Oh yeah, that's right. I need a tractor. Well, I guess that tractor there would be the best one for it. For loading the header back on. I mean, I could just technically drive through this farmer's field, and I think I'm going to do that. I can't destroy crops in another farmer's field. So just close your eyes. Instead of hitching up to the header trailer just to go across over here to get it started, I think I'd just rather do this for today. But yeah, the rain is coming. We'll get the oat harvest done. Straw bales will be made. We'll have to pick up the hay bales. And, yeah, see what else we'll have to do this month. In the month of January, which is midsummer. But anywho, if you made this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit the like button. Helps out the channel and the video more than you know. Also, lets me know that you enjoyed seeing the content you saw here today. And while you're down there, that's subscribe and notification bell as well, so you don't miss out on more content like this. But that is going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Western Australia. But until then, have a good one.